Hello there, my name's Emily Atkinson, Marketing Director at Calypso. I'm here with Stephen Lord, General Manager of Southern and Northern Monitoring, to discuss how they have successfully implemented Calypso in their control room as part of a transformation initiative to increase monitoring and operational efficiency. Firstly, thanks for joining us today, Stephen. Can you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and about Southern and Northern Monitoring and the video monitoring service that you offer?
Yes, of course. So Southern and Northern Monitoring, as the name implies, we have two arcs, one in the south and one in the north. We're one of the biggest arcs in the country, and have been going for about 35 years now, and really reputation based on quality. And that's one of the reasons why we were really interested in Calypso helping us out with improving the quality of our CCTV monitoring service.
Brilliant. And can you tell me a bit about the false alarm challenge at your business? I know it's common for the industry as a whole, lots of people experience it, but how do false alarms specifically impact you?
Yeah, it's not something that's immediately obvious. And when I joined SMS, the team, every time there was a sunny day, the team just looked a little bit nervous. And then they started teaching me that the sun and the weather has a huge impact on the amount of alarms put through CCTV systems, because they're just not clever enough to be able to tell on their own. You know, a cloud going across the sky or something like that. Is it genuine movement, which should be an alarm, or is it something completely different? So when we get a sunny day, when we get a windy day, when we get the temperature going over about 27 degrees, the operator screens just start filling up with alarms, and they know the vast majority of them are going to be false. But we can't skimp on quality, so the operators look at every single one of them and have to establish, is it a real alarm or not? So it's a waste of time, and it also introduces the possibility of the person making a mistake when they have to look at so many clips time after time after time without knowing which ones are the genuine ones in there. So it really makes a big impact on us, particularly once the sun comes out.
Or just when you think summer's getting good and then false alarms come and ruin it. Brilliant. And what was it that led you to introduce Calypso's false alarm filtering platform into your alarm receiving center?
Well, we kicked off an innovation program probably about 18 months ago now, where we looked at a lot of the various technologies on the market and looked at how we could bring those in to improve the customer experience that we're delivering. And so we evaluated a number of different solutions and trialed them all, ran a kind of side-by-side process to establish which solutions were going to work best, and Calypso was the best performing. We then looked at some of the kind of features that made it easy to use and concluded it was the best bet for helping out our operators and our customers.
Fantastic. And how does Calypso integrate with your existing monitoring infrastructure and technology that you've got in place in the ARC?
It integrates really nicely. So we use Emix as our primary video handling platform, and some of the solutions we looked at go into their solution first and then into Emix, and you don't necessarily get good visibility of what's being filtered out. The way that Calypso works is it goes into Emix and then sends the images out to Calypso for referral. So straight away you've got a fail-safe in there, in that if Calypso's down, the images still come through to Emix. Not that it has been down, it's worked really well. But also it means that we get great visibility afterwards of which clips were filtered out and which clips weren't. So if there's ever any conversations with customers, we operate on a very transparent basis with our customers, and the portal is open to the customers so they can look at the alarms just as we can. And it helps give that knowledge around what happened, and the clips are available to the customers. It's a seamless experience for our operators. They use Emix all day, every day. So it's working really well. And since we've gone live, the operators have only noticed a positive difference.
Great. I'm glad to hear that the integration is working well. And how have you collaborated with the Calypso team? So I know you've done some work to do with RSI Videofied. So how have you worked together to ensure that the Calypso solution meets the need of your business and your customers?
So as we were going through the process of drawing up contracts and working out how things would work between us, we worked out a lot of the details of how we wanted it to work. But at the same time, we were starting to work on the solutions that we knew were going to be a little bit more complex. So everybody involved at Calypso has been really helpful in sitting down with us and working out what do we actually want. You mentioned the RSI Videofied piece. That was the problem that a platform elsewhere was going end of life. And it wasn't just video handling, it was email-based notifications going through to customers. And it was something that a lot of customers were quite heavily invested in and couldn't afford to move away from. So the Calypso team worked with us to effectively build that RSI video file replacement platform from scratch, got it up and running pretty quickly, and we worked very closely together on the testing side of it. And then as soon as it was ready, rolled out. The portal's gone down really well with the customers, and all of the customers have been able to see a real benefit from it. And when we've had direct feedback from the customers, we shared that with the Calypso team, and very quick turnaround around getting improvements, getting upgrades, and it's worked really well.
Brilliant. And what are the key benefits that you've seen in general since partnering with Calypso, both internally for your ARC and for your operators, but also for your customers?
I think one of the benefits specifically with the Calypso portal is that it gives them a degree of visibility into their sites because our customers are installers. That visibility of all their sites has been really helpful. It's also given them the opportunity to work with us on false alarms. And when we can point out where there's been false alarms and show exactly which those false alarms were, things like being able to mask out certain areas of the picture have been really helpful. And I had a couple of conversations with customers myself, where they've been at the wit's end trying to work out how to fix this particular system that's generating alarms left, right, and centre. And we put Calypso on it, and they've seen a pretty much instant reduction. So it's been really helpful, and customers have given us the feedback that they like it, and that's what we're here for, to do what our customers want.
Brilliant. And in terms of your operators, is it help with their morale? I know a lot of people feel like their operators, when they're dealing with less alarms, it makes their lives easier. Have you seen that as well?
We have, to a certain extent. Now, we haven't seen the full benefits yet, because we're still only in March when we're recording this, and we haven't got into that summer season yet. We started our rollout in October. So the first experience we've had to really test it in difficult conditions is when we had storms over Boxing Day, New Year kind of time. And we certainly saw, we had some storms kind of a couple of weeks ago as well. We certainly saw from the reporting that we get a spike up in activity and a spike up in false alarms filtered out. And our operating stats in terms of alarm response times and in terms of call response times were pretty much unaffected by those storms. So that's a great sign for when we're getting into the summer season, that we're going to start seeing that same kind of thing coming through when the sun comes out. So yeah, absolutely great start so far, and I'm sure it's got a lot more to come as we get into spring and summer.
Great, that's very good news. And finally, what's next for Southern Northern Monitoring? How do you plan to continue using Calypso, and what other technology are you planning to implement into your ARC to ensure it's forward thinking and leading the way in terms of monitoring efficiency?
I think what's coming next is really, first, we're going to continue rolling out Calypso to more cameras. We've got it out to the majority of our state so far. Some of the customers are not always convinced of the benefit on a low activating site. But one of the benefits, of course, even on a low activating site, is that when there is a moving human, it puts the green box around it so the operators can see more easily, and it helps them. So next stage for us is continuing that rollout. And then we've just put a customer survey out in the last couple of days, asking our customers for feedback, and we work on that to see how much of the things our customers are asking for are solved by Calypso solutions today, and working with the team collaboratively to get new solutions put together to go to the next steps.
Brilliant. Well, we're certainly very pleased to be working with you, and we're really excited about the partnership. Thank you very much for your time for answering our questions today, and we look forward to a successful future.